You ever see someone's life get turned upside down in a matter of seconds just because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, wearing the wrong skin, driving the wrong car? Blood running down my face, handcuffs biting into my wrists, and the last thing I see before my world completely unravels is Officer Sullivan, that smirk of his. But then, out of nowhere, a voice cuts through the chaos. Release him, now. The crowd's dead quiet. I turn my head and see Governor Howard Washington standing there, the man himself, eyes blazing. Sullivan, all the color drains from his face. His career? Over before he even knows it. Yeah, that happened. But let me back up a sec because, trust me, nobody saw this explosion coming. That night, it's just another long haul from EDR. Raymond Mitchell, 42, black neurosurgeon, finishing up a brutal 12-hour shift at Mercy General. I'm dreaming of a hot shower, maybe 5 hours of sleep, nothing special. I'm rolling through Oakwood Hills, the kind of neighborhood you need 3 degrees and a clean record just to get a cup of coffee. 3 years I've lived there, nice house, trimmed hedges, all that. It's nearly midnight, and I'm about 3 minutes from home when those blue and red lights start flashing in my rear view. Instantly, my stomach tightens. White coat in the back seat, hospital badge on my chest, it doesn't matter. I know exactly how this is going to go. I've been here before. Officer Sullivan is waiting for me, hand on his holster, eyes hard. No hello, just license and registration. Flashlight in my face. I try to keep it calm. Evening, officer. Can I ask why I'm being pulled over? He says I ran a stop sign. I know I didn't. I always stop, especially late at night, especially in neighborhoods like this. I explain myself, try to make it easy, mention I'm a surgeon, hospital right down the road. He doesn't care. Cuts me off, wants my papers. Every move I make, he tenses. I hand him what he wants. He looks at my ID, my car, then hits me with that line. You people always driving these fancy cars. Not subtle. Hurts every time. He orders me out. No reason, just wants to see me on the curb. I know better than to argue. I step out slow, hands visible. He grabs me, pushes me against my own car. Spread your legs. I try to explain. Again, I'm a doctor. I live here. He shoves me harder, tells me to shut up. Folks start slowing down, watching. One lady parks across the street, starts recording on her phone. That only makes Sullivan angrier, shouts at her, threatens to arrest anyone who gets in the way. The humiliation, the fear, none of it's new. Reminds me of med school, getting followed by campus security, mistaken for a janitor even when I'm in scrubs. All those times I've been pulled over just for existing. My hospital ID is in my pocket. I say, Chief of Neurosurgery, Mercy General. He laughs, tells me to keep my fairy tales to myself. Backup arrives, Officer Johnson, younger, more cautious. He checks my face, recognizes me, says his wife was my patient last year. Before anything can shift, Sullivan slams me down on the pavement. My head cracks against the ground, blood running. The crowd gasps. There's at least 20 people watching now, phones out, documenting every ugly second. Among them is Maya Chena, reporter, sharp, always chasing a story. She starts live streaming. I'm here on Oakwood Drive where a black man is being forcibly detained by police. He says he's a doctor. My world slows. I keep it together, even as Sullivan cuffs me, ransacks my car without permission, dumps my medical bag and tools all over the street. Someone shouts, "You need a warrant for that." Sullivan ignores everyone. He holds up my scalpel, says it's drug paraphernalia, calls my prescription pad proof I'm a dealer. Johnson protests it's all legitimate, but Sullivan shuts him down. Maya steps forward, asks for his badge number. He shoves her back, threatens her with arrest. More cops arrive, pushing the crowd back. I get yanked to my feet, bleeding, cuffed, humiliated, while Sullivan, now playing to the cameras, starts listing charges: possession, fraud, resisting, even assaulting an officer. My phone's ringing in the car. Mercy General. I beg, please, that could be a patient. It's an emergency. I'm on call tonight. He laughs, says I'm going somewhere nobody can reach me. A few miles away, Governor Howard Washington is wrapping up a town hall. Someone shows him Maya's live stream, now viral. That's Dr. Mitchell saved my wife's life last year. Washington's mind is racing. Lived this too. Yale Law, State Attorney General, Governor and still gets profiled, mistaken for help. He jumps into his SUV, heads straight for the scene, brings state police with him. He arrives, steps out. The crowd recognizes him, hope in their faces. Washington walks right up to Sullivan, who's just about to drive me away. Sullivan tells him to step back, don't realize who he's talking to. Washington introduces himself, demands to know what's happening. Sullivan scoffs, tells him to get lost. The state troopers step in. This is Governor Washington. Sullivan's face drains. He tries to backtrack, but Washington is done waiting. Release Dr. Mitchell. That's not a request. Washington stands tall, crowd silent. Maya's stream hitting 50,000 viewers. He asks again, release Dr. Mitchell. Sullivan starts making excuses, claims I matched a suspect, says I was uncooperative talking back, didn't look like he belonged. Washington makes him say it out loud, then turns to the crowd. This is racial profiling. Mitchell lives 3 blocks from here. He's the man who saved my wife's life. And even if he wasn't, what about his appearance made you decide he didn't belong? Sullivan can't answer. Washington addresses everyone. This is what it looks like. This is how it happens, even if folks at the top of their game. The news explodes. By sunrise, 3 million views. Some call Washington a hero. Others claim he overstepped. The police union stands by Sullivan, while the hospital urges me to take a break. I refuse. Me patients need me, and hiding would mean they win. At home, I start getting threats. My garage door gets spray painted with racial slurs. I beef up security, but the fear is real. Meanwhile, Sullivan, out on leave, starts a smear campaign, leaking lies to the press, hinting I'm a drug dealer. A few patients ask for new surgeons, and some hospital board members want me to step aside for optics. I won't do it. The standoff comes at Sullivan's disciplinary hearing. The courthouse is packed. Media, protesters, supporters, critics. Judge Dominguez runs the show, lays out the evidence. Live stream, body cam, my injuries, Sullivan's 7 previous complaints, all swept under the rug. Sullivan's defense tries to play it both ways, regret, mixed with, I was just doing my job. They even put a disgruntled former patient of mine on the stand, but his history of frivolous lawsuits unravels fast. Then a twist. Officer Johnson, who never planned to testify, takes the stand. Says he can't be silent, details years of targeting minority drivers, racist texts, complaints buried by superiors. Sullivan loses it in court, shouts that he pulled me over because I was black, claims it's good policing. He says it in front of everyone, and just like that, it's over. His career, his defense, all gone. But that's not where it ends. A week later, Sullivan, unhinged, desperate, shows up at my house. My sister Vanessa's visiting. He's taken her hostage, wants me to call the governor and recant, say it was all a misunderstanding. I play along just long enough to use a distress code. Police in Washington surround the house. In a wild final moment, Vanessa breaks free. I tackle Sullivan. The police take him down. Even as blood pours from his shoulder, I treat him. I'm still a doctor. You're still my patient. Sullivan's led away, defiant, still blaming everyone but himself. 3 months later, Sullivan's sentenced 20 years for assault, kidnapping, civil rights violations. The Mitchell Act passes, bringing real reform, body cams, civilian review, real accountability. I start a foundation for minority medical students. Oakwood Hills changes community forums, a more diverse city council. Even Sullivan, from prison, writes a letter admitting his hate. I visit him, not to forgive, but to close the chapter. A year to the day, I stand at a community celebration. Washington appoints me to the state medical board. A young boy named Elijah says he wants to be a doctor. I tell him he can be anything he dreams. And as I drive home, I pass a new police cruiser this time. The officers wave, real respect in their eyes. Look, this stormy story shows that dignity can be stripped in seconds, no matter who you are. But it also shows what happens when people with power step up and say enough. True change takes courage at every level. The question is, would you have stood up? Would you have kept going, even when the world tried to shut you down? Drop a comment if this story hits home. Share your own experience, and let's talk about what real justice should look like. Hit that like button if you believe we can build a better world for folks like Elijah, because honestly, that's what it's all about.